All right, here we go. You hit that live on IG. What's the deal, ladies and gentlemen? It's Friday. It's the live edition of the Boxing Rush Hour show. I'm your host, Abe Gonzalez, co-host Zachary Ochoa. What's the deal, Zach? It's Friday, mad craziness. But we gotta, go in and out on this one. Crazy schedule. But what's good with you, man?
Everything's good, man. I've been crazy busy, but like we was talking about, busy is good, busy is great. You feel me? But a lot of wild shit happening this week, everywhere, all over the place. How you
Yeah,
feeling? How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm just trying to figure it out, man. Just things have been a little bit delayed a bit, on all fronts, but that's just how it goes sometimes, man. And you just can't help it. Can't get upset about it. You just gotta rock with it and go from there. Listen, we're gonna go straight into it. First, the latest news is this thing with Edwin de los Santos. Now let's recap for a second.
Oh my goodness.
Um, so Keyshawn Davis, Edwin de los Santos was supposed to fight last week. He came in 4.3 pounds over. They were negotiating terms. And then the initial report was that Samson pulled his fighter out. Samson Lekowitz, who is his promoter, Samson Boxing, pulled him out and was like, "Yo, nah, he's not fighting for whatever the amount that they offered him." Supposedly, Top Rank paid De Los Santos his whole freight, his
Good.
whole paycheck, and so then that happened. Right today, Lance Pugmire, I believe, for Boxing Scene, had reported that De Los Santos and Samson parted ways. They have parted ways.
Oh wow.
Um, Samson says it was amicably. Then there was some rumors that that De Los Santos only got like half his check from the Top Rank thing. So then De Los Santos comes out and tells the Ring magazine, he said, "What bothered me the most was that I was offered 50,000 to continue the fight. That's whack."
Yo,
He
wait,
was
wait.
like,
They offered him $50,000.
"Yeah." He said, "My coach asked for 300K because Keyshawn was 4.3 pounds overweight." So that's what he told the Ring. Not mad at the 300K. It looks like he wanted the fight, and they just couldn't come to terms. He said, she said, the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? What happens now? Like, uh, with Edwin De Los Santos' style and not being in the ring for so long, is he gonna have trouble trying to find a promoter to get on there? And what do you think about all this?
Nah, what I think about, I'm gonna just answer your question first. I think that he's not gonna have trouble finding a promoter. You understand? There's people hungry out there for fighters, even and good fighters, great fighters. You know, Santos, he's a good fighter, bro. He can fight his ass off. He'll put damage to anybody that he gets in the ring with, or he'll give them a great fight. You understand? So I don't know, man. It's just a little fishy because you know how the game is right now. People want to get their money. People don't want to get their money. People say, "Hey, you're not gonna fight because I want you to get this much more money," or maybe, "I want you to fight." And the other guy's like, "Nah, that's not enough." It's a lot of back and forth. What can I say is, Keyshawn Davis ain't want to fight that man. He ain't want to fight
Mm,
him. You come in, you come in 4 pounds overweight. You ain't want to fight him. It's that simple. There's no other way you can put it. There's no other way you can shade up. You ain't want to fight him. If you ain't want to fight him, you should never did no press conference. You should never did no training camp. You should never did no media. You should never talk dumb shit because people could talk shit. I like it. It's cool, but you are a fool. Your stock plummeted bad. You was like you was like, not even Bitcoin. I don't know what to say, but it was terrible. Like you was ready to come up. You was coming up, doing your thing. Wishy washy with what you say about people. You say good things about people, then you say bad things about people. And then you come in 4 pounds overweight. You did not want to fight the guy. When we talk about, oh, if it was a half a pound, or if it was 1 pound, bro, this is championship level, dog. Up anything above half, anything above like close to anything a pound and up, no. A pound even. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, but you know, some things happen. Maybe he needed a sip of water or something. Anything above a pound, you 4 pounds, bro. 4 pounds. You know what's 4 pounds, bro? That's like 16 big fucking quarter pounders.
That's a
Yo,
whole weight
bro,
class up.
it's a weight class up. You ain't want to fight him. That's all you had to say. And then shout out to my guy Nair. He's doing his shit, man. He putting hands on those little guys from wherever they from, Newark. Bro, he putting hey, he put, where they from?
Norfolk.
Norfolk, whatever they from. That Philly dude putting hands on them.
Yeah.
And they try to do whatever they try to do, but that don't work. I feel like they tried it, you know, that tough guy stuff, but guess what? It has plummeted their market. I actually like Keyshawn Davis as a fighter. You know, he fights, he can fight his ass off, but guess what? Gotta prove it now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gotta prove it.
It was corny too, man. It was corny.
The
It was
whole shit
immature.
is corny.
It was immature. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm not surprised that happened on Saturday.
Okay.
Because the signs were there. If you watch his previous fights, like he had stints of immaturity in the fight, like almost hitting a guy when he's down, or I think he was almost down, kind of like taunting a little bit while the guy was like knocked out on the floor or something. Like he had like little instances in the ring of immaturity, and you saw that people just kind of like laughed it off or waved it off, like whatever. He's just kind of caught up in the moment. But nah, I seen that, and I was like, he still got some growing up to do.
Yeah.
And then as I see him in these events, like I don't see that, right? I see him doing the Kriegu stuff with the soft music in the background and all that. Cool. But then when he's out in the public and it counts, that it's not coming into fruition what he's trying to portray out there. And then it's like, come on, man. Like it's you're a professional, you're a world champion, world class athlete. There's no need for all the shenanigans after that. Like just because the feelings were hurt and ego and pride and all that your brother lost in his hometown when it was like a homecoming thing. Like I get it, but that's not nobody's fault but the person that was in the ring fighting the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
I
So
agree with that.
um so everything else that happened, that's just lack of maturity. And to be honest with you, another sign of that was him coming 4 pounds overweight. So he thought that, oh well, I'm Keyshawn Davis, I'm the headliner, it's my hometown. There's no way they're not going to do the fight because other guys have done it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nah, bro.
Mm,
That is not
yeah.
the case. And Bob Arum, he went out. He was like, "Yo," he said, "I've seen guys, that've come in, that heavy that were trying to make the weight." He said he wasn't trying to make the weight.
Yo, and then this dude eating in front of everybody, not being respectful, still on the same bullshit. This and that. Yo, you disrespecting. You disrespecting the sport. You disrespecting the people that actually want to see it. I wanted to see the fight. You feel me? I wanted to see how he looked because Keyshawn's been looking real good, man. He's a good fighter, but he's really an idiot. To be honest, he fucked up his shit. And then you know how you know he's a cornball. Nobody talk. Mason don't talk to nobody. Mason's a good yo. He's chilling. You go and try to tell Mason on stage, well, Mason took your whole spot for the main event, boy. And you got
And
smoked
he
on you got
and he
smoked on
get
that one.
and he's getting the title shot for his
And he's
title.
yeah, and he's getting the title shot, bro. So you killed yourself with that. You lost your main event, you lost your peoples. Cause if I'm in the hood and I go and I get tickets for the main event fight and he's acting like a fool on stage and he's eating popcorn, I guarantee I'll never go over there and watch him again. I guarantee
Yep.
you that. You
And there was
understand?
a lot of people asked for
And you
refunds.
thought, yeah, and you ain't Ryan Garcia, you not
Nah,
Javante Davis. When it
nah.
comes to, they'll still take the fight. Because guess what? The reason why they still gonna take the fight is because those motherfuckers gonna get an extra $500,000 or maybe an
Uh-huh.
extra million for the pounds overweight. You ain't listen. I would have respected you if you try to lose the weight. Like if you went back and actually tried 4 pounds and actually did your best, bro, you can't even talk shit about Tank because Tank actually came off the stage, went back to the came off the stage, Tank went back to the. These guys have done it. They at least went. You ain't even try. You understand? 50,000. We make that in a week. What do you? I don't understand. But hey, shout out to Mason. You know what I'm saying? And that year they did their thing. You feel me? They're gonna get bigger opportunities. Hey, they can fight each other. Who knows in the future? But this is real bad for the Davis brothers. I don't care the one that won or anything. It's real bad for them because I wouldn't want to do business with those guys. You feel me?
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, and then going from one weight issue to another, not an issue, but the news headline was it. Jerron Boots Ennis, he is moving up to 154, according to Eddie Hearn, who was on the talking to the media this week. He's saying that something about like the doctors and all these people saying that his time is up at 147. Thing is that he's going up to 154 and he's going to run into the same predicament of he's not people aren't going to be giving him the fights like that, and because he doesn't have a belt that's going to force one of those champions to fight him. He's gonna have to take a couple of like interim fights unless Turkey sets up one of those fights that maybe him against Virgil or somebody like that. But right now, looking like Ennis is going to 154. What do you think about that? I mean, we've talked about this before, and we said that his days are numbered there, but we thought maybe he can get one more fight in, but nope, he's going to be going to 154 apparently.
Oh, I won't believe none of that till Jerron himself says it. I won't believe any of that until Jerron himself posts it. I won't believe anything that anybody says unless the man himself says it or posts it. Now, what do I think? I think he is big, bro. He's big. He's big for a 147 pounder. He's a big guy. You understand? You should see him in the gym. He's like a football player, bro. Working out, athletic, talented in every way. He's not getting a fight with Terrence Crawford. You guys can forget all about that. That's not happening. Him and Virgil, they can get it cracking. That's a big fight. You understand that? That's a good fight, Cowboy Stadium type of fight. You feel me? Just Deron got to get maybe the numbers up when it comes to the attraction towards him. Virgil as well, but Virgil he has a Mexican fan base that is real big out there for him. That's why they said a Virgil versus Earl Spence fight would be big. Never happening, but Deron versus Virgil, that's a really good fight. Um, I think Jerron himself is in a stalemate with his career when it comes to guys not wanting to fight, and they're not trying to give him an opportunity because guess what? They're gonna lose. I don't know anybody right now that can beat Jerron Ennis at 147. I don't know 154. I don't know. Now
Hmm.
the competition gets a little tougher though. I understand.
Hmm.
I went at those higher weight classes. The competition gets tougher, the punches are more harder, but guess what? Jerron don't have to lose weight. He's more hydrated. Y'all never seen that motherfucker in the ring while he's fully hydrated and not losing weight. Something different, bro. He's really he. It's not. It's not no. I'm telling you, it's not. It's different. I've seen some shit in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And that's just from what I see whenever I go over there and spar and all that stuff. But he's good. Good fighter. Gym rat, very loyal to the sport, focused. And guess what? He ain't a clown, bro. He's himself. He's not outlandish. He's not throwing money in the air. He's not bugging out. He's being himself, bro. And guess what? Sometimes when you're yourself, it's a little bit harder for the media and people to attract to that. But hey, it is what it is. I think that uh, he's got to get whoever's running his career. He's got to get on them immediately because he needs to fight. And I'm talking about he needs to fight soon. I want to see like 2, 3 times a year type of thing for him. Depending how fast he can get a guy out there, but he needs a big name ASAP, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna add Jay here. Hey Jay, what's up? Hey, listen, we got a tight window today, so we're keeping it, we're keeping it tight and then moving on. All right.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me
All
on,
right.
guys.
All
Okay.
right. Listen, Canelo Crawford, Netflix, September 13th. It's wild because I had put it out there on Monday that it was going to be on Netflix. I thought they were going to announce it on Monday Night Raw. They
Yo, you've been
didn't.
saying this.
They didn't, but they ended up announcing it a few hours later. Dana White promoting. They're going to do the press conference in Riyadh and then in Fanatics Fest in New York at the Javits Center. And then they're doing it at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas before breaking out to camp. Quickly, Jay, thoughts on Canelo Crawford, Netflix, and their three-city press tour?
I don't know what to make of the next Netflix thing because is this another platform that's going to possibly rival the Zone? Is this going to be
No,
what?
no,
I,
no.
I don't mean rival the Zone in terms of like being 1 and 2 or whatever, but like is this what Turkey's going to put his league with Dana White on?
Yeah,
It's
no.
it's a strange one. That's all.
Yeah, no, I think that with and I apologize for interrupting. The Netflix has always been a boutique. They're
Right.
never going to be one that is going to take anything on unless it's a sure thing like the WWE. And
Right.
so these boxing fights, it's going to be boutique style. The next one that you'll see on there, if it happens, would be like a Jake Paul with Tank exhibition or something like that. But things that are going to that they know for sure will drive the numbers, they're going to have it and then pay the top dollar for it. Go ahead, Jay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess it's just when I said it's just a bit strange, it's because Netflix is kind of new to this. So, but in terms of having the fight in the US, that makes sense. I think they dodged a bullet by not having Canelo's skull in the US because could you imagine a sold out arena watching that fast? Um, yeah, this is going to be good. I still think Crawford should have taken an in between fight, but he hasn't. The fight's happening. I don't think there was ever. I think people were kind of getting a bit too. They were jumping to conclusions when they were wondering, "Oh, is the fight not going to happen?" etc. No, it's definitely going to happen. I guess we'll just see if Crawford, if his layoff has been a detriment, or if he's up to the task.
Okay. Zach, what do you think? Netflix, three city tour. And by the way, I'm gonna pat myself in the back because I tweeted out about a month and a half ago and I said when they announce it, they need to have a press conference at the Fanatics Fest in Javits Center.
Yo,
And
bro.
guess what? They
Abe
doing
has
it.
been saying this shit. That's what I was to cut you off. Not sorry to cut you off. To cut you off. Abe's been saying this shit for months, bro. He's been literally saying Jabba says, I'm like, yo, Abe, what you got like connections over there, son? Yo, he's been saying this shit. And I believe he's even said it live. So, throw my man something. You feel me? He's putting it out there. He's putting the nice venues, the good spots and everything like that. I think it's dope. The way they're doing it. Of course, I ain't like the first one because I don't need Tyson fighting nobody right now. But it's great for boxing. I like the word you use. I don't know if anybody else uses it, but the word you use was boutique style. I like that because you putting a prize fight out there. Like if you see a Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, that's another fight you could put on Netflix. You understand these type of fights. If Manny Pacquiao retires and then Floyd exhibition, which would do crazy numbers, but it would be the worst fight in the world. You understand? But those are the type of numbers that we're looking for, and it brings eyes to the sport, more eyes to the sport, and it's dope. It's dope to be honest, because it's gonna be everywhere. You're gonna see all these little bars and stuff. These bars, even hotel lobbies and stuff, they have their own Netflix accounts and all that type of stuff. So it's gonna be played everywhere. It's gonna be hard to illegally stream it. I don't even think that's gonna be possible or anything is, but I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And
Dana
listen,
White, I'm not sure what's his contribution in all this, but
he'll
I
have
don't know.
help. He'll
Yeah,
have
but what
help.
is he doing though? What is his role here?
He's apparently the promoter. What that means, we'll find out.
Exactly. That's what I
We'll
want to
find
see.
out for
That's what I
sure.
want to see.
Now, that leads into this clapback that I'm going to play real quick for the people.
So it's been a month since my last clapback. And that's because there's very little news to
Oh, hold on. Oh, man.
Come on, Abe. Come on, Abe.
Okay.
All right, so it's been a month since my last clapback. And that's because there's very little news to clap back to. Because the boxing media isn't reporting on anything these days. I wonder why. Has anybody else noticed this? While I actually did some digging and confirmed many members of the boxing media have been paid off by certain people and essentially muzzled. I mean, these are the facts. For example,
Oh,
6 of Eddie Reynoso's fighters have tested positive for PEDs.
damn.
Oh my
The ladies
god.
being Jaime Munguia 2 weeks ago. 6 fighters and nobody is questioning this?
Oh my
This doesn't seem suspicious or out of the ordinary to you? We just accept the explanation that everyone is eating tainted meat?
Abe, you're killing me with this.
God, Jesus Christ. Doesn't this warrant an investigation of Eddie's camps?
Oh my guys.
Hold on.
Guys.
Hold on.
I've known Jaime for over 10 years, and he always tested clean up until his last camp with Eddie and his fight in Riyadh. How is it ethical that you have 6 fighters testing dirty from the same camp, and we don't have questions or consequences?
Yeah, bro.
Where's the
Shit.
boxing media?
That's what I'm saying, dog. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Oscar, man.
I mean, they crucified Ryan Garcia every fucking day for a full year over a tiny bit of Austrian.
Nah.
Why are they so quiet now?
He was, dog.
I don't know, man, but when something stinks, it's usually shit. I'm so disappointed, man, in the media. Who I've treated like gold for 30 years. I didn't realize you guys could be bought that easily.
Come on.
Guys.
Hold on,
Oh
hold on.
my
Hold on.
Now,
Yo.
what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's going to do to him? Run him out of the ring. You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate shit. And is being handed this fight on the silver platter and called promoter. He's the trust fund baby of boxing. That's it.
Oh,
The
damn.
trust fund baby of boxing.
Damn.
And get this. The fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network.
What?
So does that mean this fight isn't important?
So that's I mean, he
Okay,
continued to talk. So yeah, so I don't.
So what does that part mean? I don't understand.
Yeah,
that.
so I don't know how true that is because originally last weekend Dana White said that the UFC event was going to be moved to October because like there was problems with the venue or whatever in Mexico, it wasn't ready. And so what Oscar is saying is that that the UFC Noche is going to happen that later that night, so that they're going to be doing the Canelo fight during the day and then the UFC event at night. I don't know how true that is.
Yo, that's not true, bro. They cannot do that. They listen to me. They can do that. The reason why they will fuck up everything. You know why? Nightlife, the buzz, casinos, everything is popping off at nighttime in Vegas. You can't put that
But
fight in the daytime like
this is the
that.
only thing that that I would say to that is
Counter that.
the only reason why you do that is
All
to
right, go
do it
ahead.
prime time in the UK.
That's different. See?
You know what I mean? And so if you want to do that, and if you feel like if the analytics agree with doing it that way, then that's how you do it, regardless of how we may look at it. It's all about the data, right? The data is going to tell you when you should do that. And if that's the case, then shit, it is what it is. I found it interesting. Oscar was talking about the media, and some of them being paid off and stuff. This is the thing. The reality is this: if you write for the Ring, you're writing for Turkey Al-Sheikh. That's a fact. Period.
Yes.
He owns it, right?
Yes.
You probably will be hard pressed to find, hard hitting articles or anything like that says anything negative towards somebody that is part of Turkey's, crew as far as fighters is concerned. So to that, he has a point, right? Like, but the same can be kind of said by boxing scene, right? They have a little more leniency, but Gary Jonas, who owns Pro Box, who's a promoter, owns boxing scene. So is there going to be like some negative stuff about pro box fighters? Probably not. So this is where independent platforms like myself, FightsATW.com, come in, where we can have that balance and say, hey, listen, this is this and this is that, without having to answer to anybody.
Unless y'all throw us that 100 million behind closed doors, I might just be like, Keyshawn Davis, no matter what.
He's a star.
Yeah, Abe, you're going to be taking over the game. I'll just put it to you like this, because oh my God, I almost had a heart attack listening.
That's how it happens, though, Jay.
Yeah.
I almost had a heart attack listening to that garbage. I mean, have you ever heard something I thought only politicians lie like that. I'll just put it to you like this. When he was promoting Canelo and Canelo failed those 2 tests for the Golovkin rematch, which got postponed, he did interview after interview. But here's the thing. He did interview after interview. People need to look this up. Go look up his interview with Kevin Iole. He said Golovkin should have kept quiet. He woke up a sleeping giant, basically saying, how dare he criticize Canelo for testing positive. You don't understand, Kevin. This tainted meat scenario is really big in Mexico. I mean, he might as well have walked in with a Canelo Alvarez baby and said, look, this is my baby. I got to protect him. I mean, it's just laughable. Like, this guy, okay, is it true what he says about media being paid off? Of course, yes. Is Eddie Hearn a walking contradiction and a liar when it comes to PEDs? Yes. But the reason I love coming on your guys' show is because you guys don't. I get criticized on a lot of other shows for criticizing promoters, because I criticize all of them. They're all liars.
Yeah, criticize all of them. All of them.
Yeah, Al Heyman, Leonard Ellaby, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, they're all liars. De La Hoya, Bob Arum.
Well,
but
you can't call Al Heyman a lie because you never even heard him talk. He doesn't talk.
That's a fact.
We can't call him a lie.
He lies by omission.
You can say PBC, though.
Yes, that's a fact. You could say people that represent him have lied, but we haven't really heard Al Heyman say something and it was a lie.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So yeah, they're all liars, and all of the fans get upset with me when I point this out. So I'm not saying this is what I'll close on. I'm not saying that De La Hoya is worse than Eddie or anything, but literally everything that came out of Oscar De La Hoya's mouth is he's accusing himself of. He's done all of that worse in a way because he's been around for longer, and it's just, I mean, deflection at the ultimate level. Like
he did own.
I gotta stop.
He did own Ring Magazine.
He did, but see, the difference was that when he owned the Ring Magazine, he wasn't involved in the Ring Magazine, and he let Doug Fisher. He let Doug Fisher do his thing, and he was just cutting the checks. Now, could I say the same about Turkey? I'm not so sure if I can go ahead and say that because from the outside looking in, it appears that he has more involvement than a little bit, but I don't know that for sure. So I'm not going to say that that's a fact or a factual statement. But from the outside looking in, that's what it looks like. Or he uses the guy that he's paying a shit ton of money, Mike Coppinger, to do that for him. So it is what it is. Listen, we're gonna go into this next topic because I have to go and get my son here in a couple minutes. Real quick, main event tomorrow: Richardson Hitchins versus George Kambosos Jr. Devin Haney came out. They had the weigh-ins today. Hitchins, looked like he was hurting again. To make weight. Devin Haney came out and he said, hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right here. He said, Africa, come to 147. You look cooked. I don't disagree with that. I know Kambosos, looks like he's close to being washed, but man, I don't know. Like, he came in on the weight. Zach, I'm gonna kick it to you first, real quick. You think that Hitchins has long at 140, and is Saturday going to expose that a little bit, or is he going to be just fine?
I don't think so. I think he's gonna be good, bro. The reason why I say this is because Richard Hitchins, he does not walk around super, super heavy. He's not like a big dude. You understand? His frame and everything. He's not like huge, but he has long arms. All that. He has a potential. But you never see him real heavy. You never see him heavy out the ring like that at all, like these guys. So it's just how he looks when he goes down to 140. It's just how it is. Devin Haney can't compare himself to Africa when it comes to weight. Fucking Devin Haney walking around 230 pounds probably. You know what I'm saying? They did memes of him. They're not doing memes of Africa, maybe because they don't know who Africa is, the world yet. But he walks around at a good weight. He don't walk around super, super heavy. So I think he's gonna come out super sharp though. His actions though, I don't know about none of that. I think Kambosos is gonna put everything out there in the ring tomorrow, and we're gonna see.
AJ, real quick, Kambosos came in at 139 point something. I think it was 0.3 or whatever. Do you give him any sort of shot at winning, or do you think that this is the fight that forces him into retirement?
It's the latter. Trust me, I would love to say that, maybe Kambosos has a chance, whatever. I will say this, and I wish I had a YouTube channel back then. I could have seen a scenario where he could have been competitive with Teofimo. But in hindsight, we have to go off. Okay, this is Douglas Tyson, pretty much. Like, in hindsight, we have to say, if Teofimo had fought that fight half as intelligently as he fought Lomachenko, that fight probably wouldn't have been what it was, most likely. And I hate to say that. I ripped the media for giving Kambosos no credit, but it is what it is. So, I mean, Hitchins is technically good, awkward, defensive. He just beat Liam Perro, good champion in his own right. And he's also huge for the weight class, and Kambosos is coming up. I mean, literally everything is here for Kambosos to get hurt. And the last thing I'll say, and I don't live in Australia, I live in New Zealand, so we're neighbors. It's not a rumor. I thought it was last year, but it's not. Kambosos, after he started making that money after the TO fight, basically started firing people for money reasons. So he's also clearly doesn't have his best intentions in mind. It's all about money to him. Now, not the first time this has happened. Go back to Ray Leonard, anybody who's upset with me, but many times, Ali as well, many others, but Pacquiao, but everything is here for Kambosos to get hurt, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. And then the only thing that I would add to that is the co-main between Andy Cruz and Hironori Mishiro is for the right to fight Raymond Murataya, who's now the full IBF lightweight champ. So that it's a right to fight him. And Hironori, the significant fight that he had was 2020. He beat Masayuki Ito by unanimous decision. Ito was the one that Jamel Herring beat for the belt back in 2019. So, decent fight card this weekend. There's no more tickets on Ticketmaster, but I don't think it's because it's sold out. I think it's just that they pulled them, and whatever they have, they have. They probably have them on the resale platforms for whatever the price, but it's going to be on the zone. Let's see what happens. Final prediction before we roll out, and I apologize to everybody that we're cutting it short today, but the schedules got jumbled up. Traffic sucks, and that's
Traffic
just how
does
it goes.
suck.
And that's just how it goes. So, Jay,
Always.
give me your prediction real quick
For which fight?
for the main event, Hitchins-Kambosos.
Hitchins probably round 9 TKO.
Okay. All right. And just so people listening know, Hitchins by TKO is at plus 225. So if you listen to Jay and you put some money on there, plus 225 for a TKO KO. Zach, what you got?
Richard Hitchins, first round knockout.
Oof. Okay. So same thing, plus 225. I'm going with Hitchins by decision. That one is at the favorite at minus 220. I don't see a scenario where Hitchins knocks him out, but we'll see. If he does, that elevates him. If he doesn't, and it's a boring fight,
You know what I see? I see Hitchins, to be honest, bro. I see Africa touching him up so much that the corner just stops the fight. I don't see him really dropping him too much or anything. I see him just the corner stopping the fight. Kambosos' face is all beaten up, and then that's it. That's all.
Okay.
Do you mind if I just ask one? Yeah. Did you guys talk about Lomachenko's retirement in a previous stream, or?
I don't.
Nah,
I don't think we did. But we don't have time today.
We will on the next one. We will on the next one though.
Yeah.
Because that one deserves its time. So
yes, for sure.
On the next one.
For sure. Again, listen, I know the numbers are climbing right now as we're leaving, but we gotta go for sure. We appreciate everybody. Please subscribe to the YouTube page at AG Boxing so you get notifications when this live does come up. FightsATW.com is the website.
Absolutely.
As always, we appreciate it. Thanks, Jay, for stopping by. Zach,
thanks, guys.
Let them know what the deal is.
You already know what time it is. Tune into the fights. You can follow me on X, Zachary Ochoa, and I want to thank Abe and everybody. Peace.
Yeah, man. See, damn, all the numbers are jumping up now. Man, sorry to let y'all go, but we gotta go. Peace.
Peace, guys.